on Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out, we are talking about clearing relationship clutter through closure. Do you still yearn for an old romantic relationship even though you know it is unhealthy? Are you angry at something your high school coach did years ago even though he's now deceased? Did your former best friend steal your idea for a business and you haven't been able to let go? Let's continue our month as we focus on getting closure.
Are you overwhelmed by clutter, looking to organize your life? Do you feel stuck and are ready for a change? Every Tuesday at 1 p.m., join award-winning professional organizer and coach Julie Coraccio on Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out as she supports you in navigating the waters of decluttering your life and getting organized. Julie thinks outside the box and examines clutter in all areas: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic, and more. Ready to live a more joyful and fulfilling life?
Hey everyone, 2017 is almost here. All the podcasts are really short this month. I encourage you to check out all the other episodes because they all focus on closure. I think it's such an important thing and can really support people, so I encourage you to check them out. I was going to talk about getting closure on energetic clutter for this month's bonus, but the more I thought about it, I wanted to talk about relationship clutter because I've known a lot of people are working on clearing their relationship clutter. I was raped when I lived in Los Angeles. At the time, I had a therapist, and so I processed the rape on a physical and mental level. However, I wasn't able to let it go for a long time and needed to process it in other ways for years, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. I used to not be able to say that I was raped without either crying or feeling rage. It's one of the ways I know I have healed from the incident and gotten closure. The more work I do, the more I am not only fascinated with, but believe that we need to clear and clean on an energetic level. After healing and processing, I needed to get closure. This was a more intense process for me because of what happened. So when I say it may take time to get closure, I really mean it. Someone else might not need closure, even with something as intense as rape. If you are still angry, crying, frustrated, jealous over a relationship, use that as a guidepost to consider getting closure. What relationship clutter would you like to get closure on? This usually comes pretty quickly for most people. If you're unsure, is there anyone you're holding a grudge against? When you hear a person's name or see them, do you get upset or angry? Is there someone who wronged you that is past that you feel won't allow you to have closure? Ask your friends if there is someone you complain about a lot or wrinkle up your nose when you hear their name. The more conscious you are in any area of your life, the easier it becomes to be more conscious in other parts of your life. I know I've said this before. Most of us are on autopilot. You can't change your life if you aren't aware. I had a friend who was angry with someone that had died. She had to figure out a way to get closure. It was a long process for him, but eventually he was able to do it. Just because someone is passed doesn't mean that people can release grudges. Even if someone isn't here in physical form, you can still get closure. It might take some more work and maybe some creativity, but it can be done.
Are you feeling stuck? Does your mind always seem to go a million miles a minute? Can you easily navigate the ups and downs of life? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. As a lifestyle coach, Julie supports you in your self-development and well-being by showing you how to declutter your life. She considers herself a CPO, Chief Possibility Officer, because our possibilities are endless. Ready to take the next step? Schedule a free 30-minute consultation. Learn more at reawakenyourbrilliance.com.
Once you have become conscious of a relationship that you seek closure for, you have some options. Take that awareness to a deeper level. Why have you held on? Why can you not let this relationship go? What role have you played in the relationship? Most of the time we like to play the victim and never see how we contributed to a less than ideal relationship. Have you been playing the victim? What has that given you? Do the best you can and be open to exploring. Perhaps be open to working with a professional. Honor whatever you are feeling. I cried like an animal for 20 minutes when I knew a relationship was truly over. After that, I knew I was done. I felt an immediate peace, and I have nothing but gratitude for this man and our time together. He gave me some gifts that allowed me to be open to meeting my husband. We're not done. Time to take action. It might be getting rid of his favorite outfit, a painting she did for you. When I ended a relationship with a friend when I was living in LA, I gave a painting she did to a coworker. I love that painting, but I love being rid of her and her energy even more. Maybe it's unfriending someone on Facebook. If there is drama, use the unfollow button. If you're not letting go, do some digging. Perhaps you would like to have a conversation for closure. I am purposefully not using the word need here. Closure is something you do for yourself. You don't need another person to accomplish this. This is an option, but I encourage you to have zero expectations. I cannot emphasize this enough. Expecting someone else to give you what you are looking for is a recipe for disaster. You need to figure out how to get closure by and for yourself. Again, maybe no action needs to happen. I cried, and after that, got rid of a few remaining mementos I had from our time together. What practice could you do to celebrate your closure on a relationship? I have heard of divorce parties, but you could also do a ceremony to honor what you learned from the person in the relationship. I mentioned earlier, I bear no ill words towards an ex and have gratitude because of what he allowed me to be open to. Could you celebrate that relationship in some way? Maybe you go to a restaurant you used to frequent and have one last meal and offer the person a toast energetically. Bring joy into the ceremony because when you release what no longer serves you, you can bring what you desire. Takeaways from today's podcast. If you are unsure of what relationship clutter you would like to get closure on, ask yourself some questions. Is there anyone you're holding a grudge against? When you hear a person's name or see them, do you get upset or angry? Is there someone who wronged you that is past that you feel won't allow you closure? Just because someone is deceased doesn't mean that people do or easily release grudges. Even if someone isn't here in physical form, you can still get closure. It might take some more work and maybe some creativity, but it can be done. It is an option to have a conversation for closure. If you do go this route, have zero expectations. Closure is something you do for yourself. You don't need another person to accomplish this. Go out, clear the clutter to create the life you choose, deserve, and desire.